income and wealth inequality. The American people are outraged at the unprecedented level of corporate greed that is taking place all around them. Today, while the working class of this country is struggling with higher gas prices, higher food prices, and higher housing prices, the billionaire class and large corporations are doing phenomenally well and, in fact, have never, ever had it so good.
Stimulus checks might be approved sooner than we think. This is according to multiple sources and reports talking about a fourth stimulus check being approved. And also, President Biden wants to do something for all of you that are on Social Security benefits. So continue watching this video, folks, to find out the latest stimulus check information.
Last year, there weren't enough semiconductors to make all the cars people wanted to buy. They had the money to buy them. But there weren't literally enough cars, because we invented those chips when we went to the moon, but we didn't make them anymore.
Now, supply chain issues, everybody, surging demand, production costs, and a whole bunch of relief funds all have a role in inflation. Many members of the Biden administration are adamant that the American Rescue Plan has not driven inflation. Instead, it points to the supply chain struggles and corporations independently driving up prices. The White House has also noted the inflationary challenges faced by other countries, arguing that it's not an issue of policy, but a difficult period driven by the crisis that many nations are facing. A month of negotiations on the Build Back Better bill have already taken place, but the Biden administration, everybody, is still aiming to work through pieces of the policy package that consists of around $2 trillion of spending and tax cuts. And with this month's inflation numbers at 7.5%, many people like Manchin are becoming worried about how the Biden administration will address the rising inflation before more economic troubles occur. Folks, do you believe that President Biden is doing all that it takes to send out more stimulus payments, or do you believe that he's holding it back?
There's fresh optimism this morning for those hoping to revive the expanded child tax credit. Republican Senator Mitt Romney is pushing a new version of the bill, one that he hopes could gain support from
Congress has to come together and reach a deal soon, or else the federal government is going to run into some problems. The House of Representatives has just voted to pass a short-term funding bill and avoided the government shutdown. So there is a bipartisan agreement, everybody, that a broader funding deal is necessary, as well as bipartisan concern over the limitations imposed on federal entities if the government is focused on continuing to operate under stopgap measures. Chuck Schumer said ahead of the House vote that he intends to have the Senate take up the bill. But everybody, it's very important that the Senate votes on the bill very soon, or else the federal government may temporarily shut down. According to Schumer, while negotiations on a full-year funding agreement continue, we will in the meantime avoid a pointless and costly government shutdown.
In the United States today, while the average worker is making $44 a week less in inflation accounted for dollars than he or she made nearly 50 years ago, corporate profits are at an all-time high, and CEOs have seen huge increases in their compensation packages. We have never seen in this country the level of corporate greed that we are seeing right now. Unprecedented. Now, let me just give you a few examples. While the price of gas has soared, it is now $4.25 a gallon on average, ExxonMobil, Chevron, BP, and Shell made nearly $30 billion in profit last quarter alone, just last quarter. Meanwhile, big oil CEOs are on track to spend $88 billion this year, not to produce more oil, not